Degen Nation. Good evening, and I need you to listen the up! It is college football championship week, baby! Get up and get ready! We got a whole list of games!
Woo! Wow, that's electric. I'm lit. I just can't get over it. Oh my God, they got me chill.
All right, let's talk some football. We have so many championship games to talk about this weekend, 5 to be exact, for all of the Power 5 conferences. The first one kicks off on Friday night.
An electric one.
So sad.
And it is arguably the most interesting game of the entire
It
week.
determines a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Washington and Oregon. Undefeated Washington, one loss Oregon, whose only loss happens to be to Washington.
Yes.
Doesn't matter to the odds makers. Oregon minus 9.5, the total 66.5.
Wow.
This is a crazy, crazy, crazy game, and I'm going to start it off on the right side with Tate. Yes. You picked Washington preseason to win the Pac-12.
I did.
Pac-12
I did do
guy.
that.
I did as well. Shout out us. We're undefeated. We made it this far, but
did
we're
make it this far.
9.5 point
The
dogs.
two Washington
are.
guys versus the two Oregon guys.
We're looking great right now. That's all I can say.
Let's go.
Well,
boys.
9.5 point spread. Tate, are you confident in this team to not only cover the spread, but do you think they can pull out the win?
There's definitely a world that they could pull out the win.
There's a world.
There's a world. I'm not super confident, but I think in the past, every big game they've come across, you've been like, all right, I have to put the bet in, and I got to be happy with it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Is I'm just going to put it in plus the 9.5 and be happy with the result. I still think they can win the game. I think Oregon has been an absolute steamroller at home. We'll see how they play in a neutral site. I think the game will be. I think hopefully it'll be a good game. Obviously people think it could be a blowout.
Yeah.
Washington has not looked very good lately. They looked shaky against Washington State last week. Oregon is just rolling over people left and right.
Yeah.
So I think this line makes perfect sense. But yeah, I'm just gonna take the points, 9.5. And be happy with it.
It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
Oh yeah, I am gonna ride with the Oregon preseason Pac-12 championship. Of course, unfortunately, I'm gonna lose my no Pac-12 is gonna make it. I think that's 100%.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah.
The winner of this game is in the playoffs.
I couldn't be
100%.
ridiculously sharp,
Yeah.
but I mean, I love this as a 9.5 point favorite. Just the teams in the past 4 weeks are Washington's faced like Washington State barely won, the Arizona games barely won. I forgot Oregon State barely won. Then Oregon plays them, wins by 30, wins by 2 touchdowns. Doesn't matter what it is. I just think
they
this.
won by last week against Oregon State.
I mean, Oregon State scored like 7 points or whatever. It was like 31-7 or I don't know what it was.
I
But
didn't know.
I don't know. It was a murder. I just think Oregon right now on both sides of football are just playing perfectly. And I think I didn't want to admit this because it was I'm not a huge fan of the Pac-12. I think this is the team to beat if they made the college football championship.
In all of college football.
In all of college football, not just the Pac-12.
Wow, that's a hot take.
They're steamrolling teams they're so sound on both sides of the ball, and you can't stop their offense. I'm convinced you can't stop their offense. So
They've been playing really good football.
I just think Oregon minus 9.5, but I do love the under also. I think what happened last week against Oregon State showed me that Oregon is just going to win, and they're going to play really good defense. They're not going to go out. They don't need to score 70. They have no reason. They just need to win.
Yeah,
all they have to do, and they make the college football championship the first time in like 8 years since Mariota. So I just think big win. All they got to do is win. I like the under for it.
Hopefully it's a great game.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about this game. First off, like I said, Tate and I had Washington preseason, and so there's no way I'm getting away from here. So the pick is for sure Washington plus 9.5. But there's a couple points I want to hit on that I think are kind of like rebuttals to what everyone said or what you said so far. I guess Tate, you kind of brought it up too. Oregon being favored. Everyone, I think, feels like since they're a favorite, this means they know the outcome of the game. Like, they think it's going to be a blowout no matter what. Like, it would be a close spread if not. I just want to bring it back to Washington was underdogs against Oregon State as well. And everyone was similarly on Oregon State in that game. Washington finds ways to win every single ball game. And then when you look at Oregon as a team, right? They've been rolling everyone. Who have they beat? Really, who have they beat? I'm going to read you off every.
They both play the same schedule.
But they played a head-to-head. Washington's beat Oregon.
I know their teams they have beat. They played exactly the same. Oregon's killed. Washington's barely escaped out. Utah.
But, I'm
barely
saying
escaped out. Washington State barely escaped out. Arizona State.
But Washington's win is over Oregon.
No, but that means nothing.
How does that mean nothing?
going to the game, they play each other again in a neutral
I'm talking
site.
about
It's
like
actually so funny you say that because that's been the argument that I've had of why Texas should be ranked above Oregon.
Did you
It's
throw out
because-
your voice in the intro?
Yeah, I did.
Gone out for the year.
Mike just
gave
stopped
it
for the
all.
first time, and he's
Mike's like
"Give it
dropped
all."
an octave or two, and he's just like smooth jazz. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, I was getting a little hyped in the intro, but no, again, it's exactly what you're saying. Oregon's schedule was pretty lackluster during the season, and so, I mean, Texas playing 4 ranked teams, and
We're talking about Washington and
no.
Oregon right now. My point is,
why aren't we
I think
ranked ahead? But
the Oregon's blowing out everyone, and they're big favorites. So like it's obviously Oregon. I just kind of want to put that on hold because I think Oregon really hasn't played too tough of a schedule, and yeah, neither has Washington because the Pac-12 kind of fell apart. But you got to remember these teams played each other. They already played the season, and Washington won that game, and they haven't lost since then.
You're
So
with the country.
I think I think this is a really, really, really sweet spot to get plus a bunch of points when they're kind of pulling a gotcha. And I think a lot of people will look at this number and I don't know, maybe it'll be split because people will be seduced by Washington as well. But no, I love Washington plus the points here.
yeah, so as just kind of a quick rebuttal to what you were saying of obviously Washington and Oregon have played each other, and if you remember, it was a super, super close game. And what we talked about that week before or leading up to that matchup is Washington is one of the most difficult places to play at in the entire nation. And when you're looking at a spread, especially in college football during the regular season, we say that we give home field advantage about like 3.5, 4 points in the big home field advantage places. And so I think that really, really played its case there. Whereas when we go to a neutral site in Vegas is a different environment. Like you're not getting
Oregon will be a
Oregon
home
just
team.
getting absolutely blown out. Like they can't hear anything. Like, I mean, it's a neutral site for a reason, regardless if it's maybe slightly a majority Washington
It'll be more Oregon fans. Oregon's one of the most
They show up,
followed
yeah.
teams in all of the country.
Also, this
Even
is
more so.
huge.
Even more so, yeah. I think Oregon also has a better offense, number 3 in the nation versus number 9. Better defense, number 9 versus number 40. I mean, I'm going to take Oregon here. Like I've said, like everyone's been saying, been riding Oregon since the beginning of it. Going to stay with them here. But
Let's make it a Heisman game for Phoenix.
It's a crazy game. I mean,
it very well could be.
the fact that these teams played and the team that lost is now 9.5 point favorites.
Says a lot.
It's
Just gotta watch.
They might say something. Yeah, well, I don't know. Craziness in the first game. So that's Friday night. So before you even hit Saturday,
Yeah, Friday night just
Alexis,
cancel your
Alexis,
plans. Yeah, watch football on Friday night. Bet on it and watch football. I mean, this is as good as it gets. Moving into Saturday morning, the morning game. Big 12 championship, Texas versus Oklahoma State. Mike's Longhorns minus 15, the total 55.5.
Oh, yeah.
I'm obviously going to start over there. No, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I mean, there's not really much I could say that isn't stating the obvious. We need to blow out Oklahoma State. I think we have a very, very strong possibility of doing that. Oklahoma State relies pretty much entirely off Ollie Gordon, who is an unbelievable beast.
Yeah, he's good.
With that being said, Oklahoma State has, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. They're not bad. They are number 4 in
That's
rush
a
yards.
stat.
Sorry. Texas is number 5 in rushes or in yards per rush, allowing just 2.9. They are number 4 in rushing yards per game, allowing 85.3. I mean, I don't know. In general, I just think we're going to be able to slow down the rush. Being that that's mainly Oklahoma State's offense, I think we're going to be able
It's
to.
just a perfect script for your team.
Yeah. And also the fact that we need to blow them out to make a real case for the college football playoffs. I mean, I already have Texas minus 15 at like 20, 30 units or something already. So,
yeah.
I mean,
is this your game of the year again?
no. But I mean,
it's just,
I have to
it's
ride.
just a home team bet.
Yeah, it's just, I
a
have
home
to
team
ride.
bet.
I'm not going to do that because it's my team. So,
It's a lot of rushing stats there.
yeah.
Brooks is not playing.
Brooks is not playing, but I mean, we do have Quinn and we do have our whole receiving core. I think we have the best receiving core in the nation.
That is big for
But
Not a top 40 wide receiver in yards, but okay. How's that possible to have the best wide receiver core where you don't have a top 40 wide receiver in yards? Top 40. Top 40. Your number 2 is 98.
Say it with your chest.
I'm sure you got a stat on there
Yeah,
somewhere
where's
for
the
it.
stat? Top best receivers in the nation. They're not top 40, and then the number 16 in the
Mike, where's
country.
it? Mike, where's the
I
stat?
really,
40.
there's no stat to go against it. But I
Some
mean,
right here.
you look at
It's a
Donnie
feel,
It's a
Mitchell,
feel.
like,
It's a gut feel.
I mean,
the Michael gut feel.
Gut feel. There's
Gut
no
feel,
stat,
gut feel, best
no
receivers
logic,
in the nation.
no eye test. Just
as
gut
you
feel.
viewers, the smart general public,
Yep.
you look
Yep.
at
They'll
a
look-
receiving
they'll
core
look up
like
the
a
names
Donnie
'cause I've
Mitchell,
never heard of 'em.
a Donnie Mitchell and Xavier Worthy. You compare those two against any other of, I mean, grant there are some good receiving cores in the nation, but they are very much up there. They are in contention for being top 3 at least. I mean, we have a
Statistically speaking.
we're fantastic. Go Horns, hook 'em. Let's
They're
go.
fantastic. That's
Yeah,
all you need.
They're fantastic.
I think what Mike was saying there is the receivers are really good, but because of the terrible quarterback play, their stats haven't been able to be where they need to be.
I've
I think
heard
that's
that.
what you were saying.
I heard Quinn's pretty good, so I didn't know.
Quinn, after he got hurt, has seen a drop off in judgment, in my opinion.
So what you're saying is Texas doesn't have the quarterback they need to get across that finish line.
So Iowa State plus 15 is the bet.
There's a reason Quinn is probably coming back next year and not declaring for the draft because
I'm pretty sure he's going to
he
declare for
can't.
the draft, but we'll see.
There-
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, well,
As far as my pick, yeah, Mike gave a lot of good stats there. Texas is the play, and I'm not happy about it. They have a real shot at the playoffs if Florida State loses, which a lot of people think they might. And this game's played in the morning before Florida State starts, so they need to make an impact early. They don't get to wait and see what happens and kind of maybe have a lazy game if Florida State wins. They don't get to know the outcome. All they know is they need to beat the crap out of Oklahoma State to even have a chance to jump over Ohio State in the situation that Florida State loses. So a lot of dominoes need to fall. They're going to dominate. They shouldn't have an issue doing so because Oklahoma State really isn't a good football team. They're not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, if we think about who the two best teams in the Big 12 are, it's Oklahoma and Texas. Oklahoma beat Texas already. We were very close to Oklahoma State losing last week to BYU.
Oklahoma could
BYU. They were billion-point favorites. They almost lost to BYU. If that would have happened, we would have got to see a rematch of the Red River Showdown, Oklahoma, Texas. This spread would look a lot different than the number it is. It's not. They couldn't make this number big enough for me not to bet this. Texas will win this game by 40 points, unfortunately. But Texas minus 15.
Yeah, this game hurts. I'm starting to think the Big 12 is turning into the Pac-12.
Yeah.
A bunch of shit, and anyone could beat anyone at any time.
Eating themselves alive,
like,
yeah.
this team beats Iowa State, who beats Oklahoma State, that beats Oklahoma, that beats Texas, in a circle.
Yeah.
So this game just sucks. I mean, you just have to bet Texas minus 15 only because, I mean, they're 6th best team in the country. You just can't.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry.
Ooh, 6th best team.
My bad.
I think they're ranked 7. I think
They're
Ohio
ranked
State's.
you
I'm
said
sorry.
where we should be because you guys should be 8. Yeah, that
No,
makes sense.
sorry. I don't make the rankings. I just follow the rules, and
He's just reading the
we're
rankings.
6,
No,
you're
I mean,
7.
I know.
I can't read very well, but
Hey,
I
Mike,
can read numbers.
Mike,
It's
when-
exactly what you said. It allows us to
Hey, Mike,
jump above you, and then
When
I
do we get to talk
fucking-
about the Ohio State game today? Who they play this week?
They don't get to play a game.
They don't play this week, do they, Mike?
No.
Hey,
You don't get to play
some
for a
people have to
championship,
play
huh?
good teams,
Nah, I
Other
mean,
people
that's,
walk.
That's tough.
that's fun.
Yeah,
That's
I
fun.
let
We get a
Texas.
trophy and you don't.
You're playing for a trophy.
Trophies.
Yeah, playing for a
They
trophy.
get trophies
They
over
get
there. Hook them.
hook them, right?
They get
For the
trophies.
Big 12 since 2005. Vince Young, shout out. I think that this game will also go over a lot. I think it'll be points. I just see a lot of points, and Texas should cover this. I mean, if they don't cover this, you're pulling down this flag, pulling down the sticker, everything. Take
I
off
mean,
the
if
hat.
they-
Yeah.
I mean, they don't.
Yeah.
Embarrassment. But yeah, Texas all in minus 15.
Consensus?
Actually, no.
Oh, he rode with you last. At least he shot. That's how you know he's sharp.
I was on Texas last week. They rewarded me handsomely. Easiest game bet ever.
Yeah, they murdered him. But you're not riding with your dog.
No,
sharp.
I'm not. I
sharp.
actually think this morning game is kind of like one of those like sleepy things where Texas does need to murder them to make the college football playoffs, and they control kind of, or they don't control them this, but like they need to murder them. It's kind of like one of those things where Oklahoma State has nothing to lose, like really nothing to lose. Like they're gonna go out there a neweral site game and just
This
be
is
like
the college football playoff.
No,
right?
this is their Super Bowl, their national championship.
100%.
Like this is 100%
They're all
the
in.
best opportunity for them. We've seen Oklahoma State play really well and beat Oklahoma, that beat Texas. So it's kind of like there's things there that relate to the fact that they could
Yeah, we could
they
get
could
at
flip
it.
a game.
let me-
And I think 15 points is just too much for a team that has nothing to lose. And Texas, that we've seen bad quarterback play, and we've seen like
Very bad quarterback
Close
play.
games with
Yeah, no,
crappy
we have.
teams.
close games with
We have.
crappy teams,
Yeah.
and we've seen a lot of those teams not capitalize on their offensive possessions. And maybe Oklahoma State does. I'm not saying they do, but I'm just gonna take. I'm
like
gonna
the
take
points.
the points. It's too
Are
many
you
points.
sprinkling the money line at all?
No.
Okay, so there's
No. I have some common sense that Texas wins this game.
God,
I
that's
think
gonna
like
be a clip if Oklahoma State wins. That's gonna be a clip. I have some common sense. There's no way I sprinkle the money line. Let's go Oklahoma State money line.
I mean, but yeah.
Sounds
They're
like Ryan's
15
betting the Texas spread,
Just,
but wants Oklahoma State money line.
No, I
No.
want Texas to win.
Really quick to cap this off, Texas has the number 1 defense for third down conversions. They only allow it 25.64% of the time. And they have number 2 defense for red zone scoring, allowing it only 68.75% of the time. I mean, nobody's going to score on us.
There's a lot of top 5s for being the 7th ranked team in the country.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy the way that works out.
Just saying.
Next game,
Throwing that out there.
another championship. This one by far the least interesting
Very.
of the week. Big Ten championship, Michigan versus Iowa. I mean, gross. Michigan's minus 23.5. Total's 35.5.
It'll change next year. Don't worry.
I mean, the fact that a spread in a championship game is 23.5 points is disgusting. Michigan, obviously, we talked about it yesterday. If you didn't see that episode, go ahead and tune it, or check it out. Go ahead and tune into it. They beat Ohio State. It was Ryan's game of the decade. Didn't work out well. He's still repping the shirt, though.
Of course. I'm
Still repping the shirt. He's a rider. This game, I don't know if we need to spend too much time on. We can go around. We can talk about it if we think it's interesting. But Tate, go ahead. Michigan, Iowa. Or Ryan, you know what? You're the Big Ten guy. Go ahead. Start us off.
There's nothing to say here. Best bet of the year is Iowa's team total under. They're not going to score a point.
What is it? What is
Isn't
it?
it under a point?
6.5.
I think it's
No,
6.5,
they were messing around. I heard that thing of half a point
Yeah.
each half. That was just a joke. It's actually 6.5. But I think I like Michigan minus 23.5 because I'm never going to bet on a team I think might not score a point. Maybe Michigan scores 21-0 and I lose my bet, whatever. But I'm going to take the
That'd be
minus.
sharp.
Yeah, I'm going to take the minus 23.5 and the bet is going to be Iowa scoring no point. I mean, they're not going to score a point. They're really not going to score a point. But I love Michigan. I can't bet against a team that's going to score 0 points.
Tate?
Million.
Yeah, I think I'm for sure just going to take the Iowa team total under of 6.5. I think at the maximum they scored 2 field goals. They definitely don't score a touchdown in this game. So the way they hit their over is if they scored 3 field goals. I just don't see that
a
happening
lot of offense
against
to get down there.
against this Michigan team. Absolutely love the under. I'm not going to pick a side. I just think it's dumb. I mean,
That's smart. If you're not going to pick.
yeah, I just love the under, and then the Iowa team total under 6.5.
Yeah, I'm all over this side. Iowa plus 23.5.
Wow.
I'm all over it. And I don't necessarily even hate the Iowa team total under 6.5. I have 2 final scores I said I think are possibilities for this game. I think no matter what, Michigan scores 27 points. Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
27-10 or 27-6. Those are the 2 scores. Iowa will score twice. It's either touchdown field goal or field goal. And Michigan will score 27 points. It's 3 touchdowns.
Is that the over in one of the games and the under in the other one?
Yep,
Wow.
exactly.
If
And
Iowa gets past like 40, I'd be surprised.
I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe some random ass turnover, a fumble on a punt. I don't know. Iowa unders are locked, so I don't think Michigan is going to score very much, especially not with the total in this game. This total, it's interesting because the spread this big, you'd think Vegas is thinking, or Michigan just pours it on them. But I mean, the total being 35.5, they don't think, they're not saying Michigan's going to score 30 points here.
They got 24 to
Yeah,
34-0.
It's interesting. I love the points here. I just love taking the points, getting this little buffer in a championship game. I'm not hammering it, but a couple unit play.
I respect that.
Plus 23.5.
Yeah, I am all over Michigan minus 23.5. I think this is one of those things where players can say that they score a touchdown in a championship game, and there is no reason for Michigan to stop. Similar to Ryan, I don't think Iowa's going to be able to score. I think it's a championship game. Michigan's defense will absolutely stand up and stand out. There's going to get like 1 trillion tackles. There's going to be like 400 million sacks. There might be like 18,000 like turnovers. I mean, it's crazy how this is going to go. Michigan might score like 48 points. The kicker might get a touchdown.
Iowa
scored
fired their
touchdown?
offensive coordinator, right?
I mean, that makes sense. So, yeah, Michigan minus 23.5.
Maybe an
easy here.
explosion from Iowa.
There's no way I would. I mean,
I see an explosion.
Maybe explosion.
Fire
is
offensive
What's the
coordinator
scenario
and
in
then-
which
their explosion
Michigan
might be
loses
10.
to Iowa?
I would love it if Michigan loses. No, I've
impossible.
seen Michigan play in championship games.
impossible.
No, yeah,
Wait,
but
what? They've done great in championship games.
no, I'm in playoff games.
Oh, no, they're different.
Yeah. No, they're not going to lose to Iowa, but I like the points. Two more games, two more big championship games. And these are the closer spreads and pretty important for playoff implications. ACC Championship. Unfortunately, Clemson is not in it this year.
No.
First time in a while, but it's pretty sad.
Oh.
Florida State and Louisville. Florida State -2.5 without Jordan Travis. Escaped with a win and a cover last week in Gainesville.
Game of the year.
Game of the year for Mike. Total,
Shout out Tate.
Game of
total
the year.
48.5.
Tate
Shout
roommate.
out Tate. Michael,
Quarterback Tate.
you need Louisville to win
Yep.
for Texas to have a chance.
Desperately need Louisville to win.
Where does what are you just taking Louisville then?
I am not picking a side because I don't really want to have an extra investment whether this way goes my way or it doesn't. It's one of those things where it's like
Responsible.
it's just a
Gamble responsible. Gamble responsible.
gamble responsibly. Anyways, I watched FSU every single second of their game last week, and yeah, Tate Roadmaker is really bad. I mean, the guy just lacks awareness for the most basic things in the world.
Shout
He
out
was
Tate. I
sacked
still
three
love you.
times.
Shout out Tate.
Shout out Tate.
Yeah, sacked 3 times, but it probably could have been like
He won you
8.
your game of the year though. I'm surprised you don't have a little love for him.
Kind of won me my game of the year. He won me the game of the year by getting hit off that personal foul in the end.
That's right.
So
Wins a win.
thank you for taking the hit. Thank you for sliding where you did and really enticing the other
Wins a
team
win.
to hit you. Anyways, although I am not taking a side, I'm going to give you a stat that says FSU ranks 103rd in penalties per game. They average 58.6, and each penalty is averaging 9.1 yards. So they're big penalties. They're like holding or
They average
personal
58
foul.
penalties a game.
58 yards. Yards off penalty.
No, I know.
Yeah, that's what I said. Anyways, I'm hoping FSU plays a more sloppy
what he said.
game. And yeah, let's go Louisville here.
All right. Yeah. I'm all for Cinderella stories and maybe Louisville get wins and we can have an Ohio State in the playoffs or we can have a Texas. No. Stop. No. FSU wins this game in convincing fashion. Very, very, very convincing fashion. Sharp money earlier in the week is on Louisville, which is an interesting thing to note. Around split on the public, but the money is on Louisville early in the week. I think Florida State finds something this week to fix that offense. Their defense looked really, really, really good last week. They are really, really, really good. Let's not get it mistaken. Louisville's not good. They're not good. Their only good win this year was against Notre Dame. And to be quite honest, quite a few people were beating Notre Dame this season. So I really think Florida State gets going. They're one game away from an ACC championship that they haven't had in a long time. A college football playoff berth they haven't had since Jameis Winston. And an undefeated regular season. Like, this is all they need is to beat Louisville. It's not even like they have a tough team in front of them. Louisville just lost to Kentucky. Unranked Kentucky. Like, I think there are too many stars on this team on offense and defense to lose to Louisville. And I think if they win, it's not going to be by under a field goal. So I love Florida State minus the 2.5 here. I think this is a very convincing game. I know this is the smallest spread for any of the championship games, but I think there's a scenario in which this is the biggest blowout. That's my hot take of the week.
Wow.
Because I think this could be the biggest blowout of the week. I can see Florida State winning this game by 28 points. So I'm all over Florida State.
Yeah, listen, I hate patting myself on the back, but we sat up here with 5 picks of the college football ACC championship. I had 4 Clemsons up here. The only one who picked Florida State was this guy.
Yeah.
Only person, but I have to go against it. I have to pick Louisville plus 2.5 here.
Is that just because Ohio State?
That's actually really,
What?
Is that just for Ohio State to have a chance?
No, it's just because
that's actually really surprising to me.
I watched Florida State last week play, and the one thing that Florida did so well, that Florida State, their defense was great, but they couldn't stop the run. They quite literally couldn't stop the run. If Etienne didn't get hurt, I think Florida wins that game. Etienne was literally hobbling off the field and their backup was coming in.
Not wrong.
Etienne would have I think he's a very good running back. He would have destroyed that defense, and they would have won the game. I think Louisville's run game is just as good with Jawar Jordan. He's been balling all year. I think this is a gross, ugly game that stays under the 48.5, way too many points. I just like the Louisville plus the points here. I think they're going to prove a point here. They can run and stay close in teams. Plummer's been playing better than people think. And I just think Florida State, I watched them last week. I mean, Florida, I think, is ranked 120 or worse in every defensive category. And literally, Florida State couldn't do anything. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just recency bias and I'll miss. But we'll see. I like Louisville plus the points.
All right. Tate?
Initially, I kind of looked at this and I thought kind of similarly. But after actually kind of listening to what you had to say, actually, just getting the wheels turning, I kind of like the idea of FSU just getting up for this game, because if their time to lose out on their chance to get into the college football playoffs was last week.
Yeah.
Against,
in-state rival.
Against Florida was their big rivalry game. At Florida. Now, you can't tell me that everyone in their locker room is just going to be like, you guys, if we win this game, we're going to the college football playoffs.
Yep.
You've got to have every single player, coach, they're going to be fired up. They're going to come out there and be fired up to play this game. And I think you're going to see them make big plays and big time places. And I think Louisville, after losing, they had that miracle chance at making the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
Completely ended last week.
No, it's
Kentucky.
100%.
ACC championship for Louisville is
Well,
huge,
it's
and it
big
might not
for
ever
them.
happen again.
It's
With
big.
Clemson.
Louisville's gonna. Louisville will get up
It's
for
a big
it.
game. There's a reason why the spread's 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride just with FSU. I think this is a cool spot for them to make the college football playoffs, to go undefeated in the year. Shout out quarterback Tate. -2.5. It's only a field goal spread, so less than a field goal.
All right.
Nobody's
I
taking
like
the
the minus
total.
2.5.
Is anyone taking
Under.
an over?
I
You
love
took
the
the
under.
Oh, under.
Love
Okay.
the
Took
under.
the under. Yeah. We got one more game to talk about. Let's talk SEC championship. Georgia and Alabama. The SEC championship we have all been waiting for.
Oh, yeah.
Was basically predetermined preseason and every season that these two teams are going to play. And the spread's Georgia -6. Relatively sizable number. Total 54.5. I want to go ahead and start on this one. The pick is undoubtedly Georgia. If you've watched any bit of this show, some things I am very consistent on, and that is betting on Georgia every week. And this year they haven't covered a whole lot of spreads, but they cover the games that matter. They cover against the good teams, the ones that are ranked, the ones that are really competitive. They get up for those games. A couple things I want to note. The last loss Georgia had was 2 full years ago in the 2021 SEC Championship to Bama. They then avenged that loss in the college football playoffs to win the national championship. I think they keep that streak alive here of winning. I think this is a Brock Bowers legacy game. I have not seen any team be able to cover him. They will be double teaming him. I don't think it matters. I think Carson Beck has been extremely consistent. He completes over 70% of his passes.
Having a sneaky
Their running back, Edwards, he's having a sneakily decent year for a Heisman campaign. It's not going to happen. But the running back, Edwards, has been an absolute beast. And that Georgia defense has been getting better and better as the season goes on. They started the season allowing a lot of points. They kind of play slow against random-ass teams. I get the Georgia Tech. They allowed whatever it was, 14 or 21 points or something. I don't know what it was.
23. Control the whole game.
Yeah, but they weren't going to lose the game. It was one of those games where they just kind of let slide. I think they get up in a big way here. I think Bama is not as good as the spread is indicating. We watched them play an Auburn team last week where they should have just lost. They should have just lost to Auburn. Georgia beat Auburn pretty handily after a really bad start to the game. So I don't know. I love Georgia here, but I think I might be alone. I have a weird feeling that you guys are on Alabama, Ryan.
Well, it's my SEC champion.
Yeah.
I can't.
No, I know.
Come on now. It's just this is the exact game preseason I've been waiting for. This one game.
Yeah.
Picked it the whole way through. I think Bama just. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. I think the over 54.5 I love. They're going to score in my opinion. I think there will be both these teams used to be known for their defense. Don't think that's the case this year at all. I mean, they could both score at will, and I don't think either team's going to stop them. But yeah, I'm just going to take Bama plus the points. I think it'll be a great game. I don't see anything. I mean,
Yeah.
they're both good teams. Bama's hot. Georgia's the hottest team in college football. They've won every game in the past 3 years. But yeah, I just think a lot of points, and I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. I think it'll be a fun, good game.
All right, Tate.
No, I'm gonna ride with you, Tyler.
Oh, let's go. Put it on the
No,
dogs.
I absolutely love the dogs in this spot. I think over the course of this year, we've seen, like you said, Georgia gets up for big games.
Except for Missouri. Yeah, they didn't cover against Missouri.
But it was a big spread, wasn't it?
Wasn't it like 10.5 or something, or 14.5?
Yeah, you don't cover though. It's cover. Doesn't matter what the spread is, it's cover.
I mean, they got up and they were comfortable the whole game, I think.
The game was close.
Georgia hasn't lost in 2 years.
No, it wasn't the argument.
They're going to win by 7.
No,
That's strong.
they get up and play big games, and I think Bama's been the complete opposite. I mean, losing to Texas at home, I know it was early in the year, and then we saw them really struggle against Auburn. I know it was in a rivalry game, but this is just not the same Bama team in the past years, and I think Georgia still is that well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
Carson
and
Beck's having a sneaky good year.
You're right.
Also,
they
last
beat
week,
Missouri 30-21, so it wasn't like it was a one-score game.
And last week, no Brock Bowers, no Lad McConkey. I think this is just Georgia the easy way. I mean, I don't think it'll be it's not gonna be a blowout by any means, but I mean, I think it'll be just wire to wire Georgia. Like if Georgia scores first, I don't think they're gonna go down in the game. Like I don't think it's gonna be back and forth or anything.
I can guarantee Georgia won't score first. They might win handily, but something they're very good at this year is not scoring first. I think like out of their 12 games, I'd be surprised if it was like 7 or 8 out of 12 they have not scored first. And then win all
That'd
of
be a
them.
wild stat.
No, I'm telling you, every week.
Yeah, maybe,
Last
I don't
week
know.
against Georgia Tech,
Georgia's
didn't score
offense,
first.
I'm just looking at their scores for the games. They've been putting up kind of crazy numbers.
That's why
Like
this over's
since they
free.
like here's the Kentucky, they won
I like the over.
51-13, 37-20, 43-20, 30-21, which is the Missouri game. Ole Miss 52-17.
Yeah, give me the over too, because
Yeah,
I feel like
score.
Bama kind of turned the ball over a lot of times and
Yeah.
didn't score in the red zone against Auburn. I think they're gonna put a points.
I can see the over too.
Points
I don't
in-
pick
points in Georgia.
totals, but I can see the over. But yeah, all right. So you're riding with me on Georgia.
Yeah.
Are you splitting the table here?
Yes, I am kind of picking with my heart here. I like the storyline of a Bama and Louisville win, and that way that Bama and Texas gets in. But anyways, enough about Texas.
Final.
This is a miracle. I need a miracle here.
For what?
For Bama to win. I do think Bama covers pretty well, or pretty easily, just because I think this is going to be a really great game. But in general, I think it's going to be. I don't know. It's weird to say. I think defenses are really great on both sides of it, but I think it's still going to be high scoring regardless. So I'm taking the over. My biggest play of this is going to be the over. Alabama being 9-3 on them, Georgia being 6-6, but the last 5 games they've gone 3-2 on the overs. So yeah, I'm taking the over 54.5, and I'm taking Bama plus the 6 here, just
Roll Tide.
kind of because I need it.
You need to.
That was some good analysis.
That was some
good analysis.
Ryan
Wow.
said not the same defenses this year.
But
No,
but
no,
Still points.
Still
And then-
points.
yeah,
Still
all right.
points. Well, there you have it. We covered all of the
Wait,
conference
what?
championship games. Now it's time for the cards. I know there's not that many games because it's only championship week, but there's a couple other championship games that aren't just the ones
There's
we
so
talked
many
about. So
tons of bets.
let's talk all of our bets. It is that time where we tell you all of our best bets of the week. There are not nearly as many games as we've had typically, so these will be obviously shorter cards. But
And bigger plays.
Might be
and
bigger
bigger
cards
and bigger plays.
And bigger plays.
wow,
Wait,
I don't even know how that's possible. But we're gonna
I
find
found
out.
a way.
We're gonna start with someone who may or may not even be on the panel right now. Mario, out of all of this week's episodes, due to a scheduling conflict, unfortunately for him, but he still managed to record a card. So
Oh, yeah.
Mario, tell us what picks you're taking.
What is up, degenerates? It's Mario coming at you guys right now. Things look a little different. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there in person to film with the guys, so had to come early, give you guys my picks this week for college and NFL. So without further ado, let's get right into this week's slate of college football. This week, it's a bit short just because it's championship week, so I only got 4 games for you. So these are the games I'm on. Got Oregon -9 against Washington. Oregon's looked unreal past few weeks, and Washington has really slipped away. They're winning games, don't get me wrong, but they're just playing teams a lot closer. which first half of the season, I feel like they would have easily blown out. So I just like Oregon in this spot. They lost on a absolutely just like shanked missed field goal in Washington. I just think that that's going to be way different at a neutral site. So give me Oregon -9 against Washington. Georgia -5.5 against Alabama. Don't get me wrong, Bama's been looking good, but I have to take Georgia here in this spot. They have really turned it up a notch the past few weeks. And Bama, they've been playing well, but I mean, like what a win last week against Auburn. But at the end of the day, that's Auburn. I know it's the Iron Bowl, and you know, things are always weird in that game. It's always a crazy ending, but just give me the number 1 ranked team. Give me Georgia. Yeah, also, I hate Alabama, but that did not come into any play with this decision. I just genuinely think Georgia's better. Next on my card is going to be Texas -14 against Oklahoma State. Texas past few weeks has been absolutely rolling. They've looked very, very good. Definitely trying their best to make their case to be in the college football playoff. They're still going to need a little bit of luck, but they've been playing lights out, blowing teams out. Oklahoma State, on the other hand, after that win against Oklahoma, they have fallen off a cliff. So it's a weird spot where I think 14 is just way too low. I think it should honestly be 21. I think Texas wins big in this spot. So just give me the Longhorns -14. And last but not least on my card, it's going to be Michigan -23 against Iowa. Nothing to say here. Iowa cannot score. Michigan, I mean, they'll win by 40. So that's it for college football. That's all I got. And catch you guys later.
Wow, what a card!
Wow,
Mario.
I love
great
that,
card.
Mario.
That was
That was
clean.
great.
That was
Yeah,
clean.
that was a great card.
It's like you're here right with us. I mean,
Yeah.
I felt it through. I felt it through the camera.
Shout out
That
Mario.
was-
I love you,
shout
Mario.
out friend of the pod.
Tyler's
Friend
feeling
Electric. All right, Mike, follow that up. Your full card.
All right. Well, of course, hook 'em horns to start the card. Texas -15. Alt spread it. Hopefully, Texas -1 million. We're gonna move on to the Washington Oregon under 66.5. Michigan -23.5. This is actually quite a large play. Michigan Iowa over 35.5. Alabama +6 against Georgia. Alabama Georgia over 54.5. New Mexico State +10.5 against Liberty. Liberty sucks. Boise State -2 against UNLV.
Having the best year of their life.
Haven't they not?
Let him talk. Whoa, it's his card.
Sorry,
It's
Mike.
his
Big
card.
Show.
It's Big Show. I
Big
forgot
Show.
it's Mike's show. It's Mike's show. Go ahead, Mike.
Boise State -2 versus UNLV. We know UNLV. They're really bad. They suck. And they're going to lose. And last but not least, Ryan's team, SMU +4 against Tulane. And this one because of Ryan.
Wagons.
I love it. All right. Yeah, 7 games on this week's card. Nice and short. Washington +9.5. Texas -15.
Hook 'em.
Iowa +23.5. Florida State in a blowout -2.5. Georgia -6. And then the 2 games we didn't talk about. Actually, both games Michael talked about. SMU +4 over Tulane. Love the money line there too. And Boise State -2 against UNLV.
Because UNLV sucks.
Love that. All right, massive card. Too many picks. I can't even get over it. All right, Oregon -9.5. You know how I feel about that. Oregon, Washington under 66.5. Love. Texas -15. Should be murder. Texas team total over 33. They're not going to stop scoring this game. Bama +6. Oh, I have my first quadruple dip of the year.
Jeez.
Quadruple dip. Hey, last week they were 12-0. So quadruple dip. Alabama +6. Alabama, Georgia over 54.5. Alabama team total over 24. And Georgia team total over 30. Those are all going to hit lots of points. Love that.
This game goes under. You're just
Oh, I'm broke. Michigan -23.5 with Iowa's team total under 6.5. Final score is going to be 27-0. Louisville +2.5 versus Florida State. Then we have Toledo -7.5 versus Miami, Ohio. Shout out Finn. App State, Troy over 52.5 points. Lots of points. SMU +4 versus Tulane. Riding with you guys. Love it. SMU Tulane over 47.5. And then the same way we leave every card off. SMU team total over 21.5 points.
Bang.
Lock.
Is that more picks than games this week?
100 doubles.
That's impressive.
Doubles.
That's
Double-
lit.
double.
That's
That's
lit, dog.
impressive.
That's lit.
That's electric.
That's
That's
you
right.
right.
That's impressive.
Nah, that's my dog for sure.
All right, we're gonna start it off the way we start every card so far the last 4 weeks. SMU team total over of 21.5 against Tulane. Washington plus the 9.5 against Oregon. Boise State minus the 2 against UNLV. Georgia minus the 6 against Bama. Michigan, Iowa under 35.5, and Iowa team total under of 6.5 against Michigan.
Ooh,
Wow.
We.
There it is.
Wowzers.
Love it.
There you
What
have
a
it.
huge
That
shift
was
this week.
all 5 of
Yeah.
our cards. Usually we go into the upset of the week, but if you watch the Wednesday roundup, you'll know we have not hit one upset in 3 weeks. So we relegated ourselves from picking this bet.
We're shot for you.
We're
shot
no
for
longer
you.
giving out upsets. We're moving right on to the Mortal Locks.
Oh, yeah. Let's hit one.
Hey, if you like free money, I need you to listen up right here.
The Subscriber Picks Parlay is a free roll we give to every subscriber, allowing anyone the chance to win up to $1,200 each week.
We put our own money at risk every single week on our 5 best bets, what we call Mortal Locks.
And if our parlay hits, we'll be raffling off all of our winnings to one lucky subscriber who supports our amazing show.
Like the videos, comment on the videos, click that subscribe button below. We've already paid out $350 in our Mortal Lock Parlay winnings, and you're gonna be next.
The Mortal Lock Parlay last week was so close. So close.
Curse you, Mario.
Mario's not even here to show his face after this,
that's so
but
wrong.
all 4 of us hit our Mortal Locks last week.
Took care of business.
We're starting to really get going on this, and
dialing
all
in.
5 of us are in the parlay. So
I'm back.
this week, obviously, Mario's not here, but same as the card, he recorded his Mortal Lock. So we're going to start on that end with Tate. We're going to go around the table and end with Mario. We're going to parlay those 5 bets together and give you the free roll of a lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
Tate, tell us the first bet in our Mortal Lock Parlay.
Boys, this is gonna be a very interesting bet. Once a year, you get to do this kind of thing.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, well, it's not like that. It's
I have no
kind of
idea
like
what
that.
you're
Okay,
talking
all right.
I'm so confused.
My crappy pick of the week.
Oh.
My upset, which we're not giving out, but I'm giving out because I don't
Holy
care.
shit.
My upset
in the Mortal Lock,
and my Mortal Lock.
all the same.
Yep, all the same.
Wow.
SMU plus the 4 against Tulane.
Bang! I
That's
love that
consensus,
play.
by the way. Well, I don't know if Mario has it. But
No,
it's
we don't know if
consensus
Mario has it, but
between the 4 of us.
If Mario has it, it's a consensus.
consensus.
play.
Wow.
Love that.
I mean, you guys, I've been telling you all year. Tulane has not been covering spreads all year against awful teams. Like just off 1-7 East Carolina.
Yeah.
3-point loss or 3-point win for Tulane. Yeah, I mean, SMU has been balling. I love this kid, Preston Stone. He's the future of this program. He's gonna have a great next 2 or 3 years on that team. I think Tulane has just been balling points. Tulane, I mean, somehow they squeak out, win games. They get exposed this week. Finally.
Exposed.
And I'm going to be on the right side of it. This is an outright win spot, but I love keeping it a field goal game
Within
at
a
a
field,
4. That's illegal, giving me 4 points for
illegal.
SMU. It's illegal.
Arrest him.
Easiest first leg ever.
Love it.
Ryan,
SMU.
tell me what the easiest second leg is.
Bang.
Okay, last week we got back in. We're not relegated anymore. We're going to continue doing that, hopefully stay on the path. I'm going to go easy this week, back in the NFL. Rams minus 3.5 versus the Browns. Nothing much here.
I love that.
The Rams are hot.
I love
They're
that.
getting their stuff together.
Someone's back.
Their offense has just been rolling. They got Kyron Williams back. Browns can't score. I'm convinced they can't score, especially after they lost them.
I love
They'd
that.
lost every quarterback. They had PJ Walker, so we're in trouble. Yeah, Tyler screwed.
That's such a
Wow. Yeah.
difficult spot, but that's so sharp. I love.
I mean, they won
I'm
37
so-
to
No, I love your play.
37 to 10 last week against the Cardinals.
Tyler, did you have to change your mortal or something?
No, I have my mortal.
right,
That's not my mortal.
all right,
I was
okay,
just,
good.
I was eyeing. I love the Browns. That's crazy, but I'm taking it off the card. So we're riding with the mortal lock. I
love that.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, my mortal lock this week. Washington plus 9.5,
Wow.
and it's not in college football. Washington Commanders plus 9.5.
Oh my
Thank
god!
God. I was so sad. I was so sad.
Washington Commanders plus 9.5.
That was the sharpest thing I've ever heard.
Against the Miami Dolphins.
That was one of the
That was
best
well
things I've
played.
ever
That was
heard.
well played.
That
Well
was sick.
played.
Thank
I
you.
love
That was
that.
sick.
No, I
Thank
loved
you. That
every
was sick.
every second of that.
You just flipped and dipped me. Oh my
No,
God.
thank you very much. Yeah, this is the sharp play of the week. 29%
That was
of bets
crazy.
on the Commanders and 83% of the money on the Commanders.
This has been working for you.
All
too.
of the
yeah.
fish in the world are swimming with the dolphins. Mike likes to swim. He says if he's a fish,
Yeah.
he swims. The entire public is swimming this week. Don't get caught upstream in the trap.
Don't do it.
The Commanders plus 9 to
That's
strap.
good wordplay.
The Commanders plus 9.5 here is free. I'm not saying they win the game, but they're for sure in this number. This is where we make our money. You're gonna put it on the Commanders plus the 9.
Hottest pick in the league right now.
The way you introduced that pick and finished it and had all of the connections. I mean, there's just no. There's
The wordplay.
It's just so sharp.
Yeah,
Tate,
no, it has
I
to.
really do this.
Yeah,
You're good at what you do.
Yeah.
dude.
This kid is about it. All right, gentlemen, staying in the NFL as the last two have been. I'm going to go with one of cameraman Kev and Ryan's boys, CJ Stroud and the Texans -3 against the Broncos.
I love that.
Kind of a tough spot. Broncos have been pretty hot recently, but let me give you some facts
The
and
line's
reasons.
3.5, by the way.
3.5.
Up at 3.5.
Oh, what did I say?
3.
Oh, I'm
just
sorry.
making
I
sure
meant
we got
3.5. I
Yep.
actually wrote 3.5. I'm just stupid.
You're good.
But I mean, hey, I'll admit when I'm wrong. Here we go. Texans have the number 10 offense, averaging 23.5 points per game, going against the Broncos with the number 24 defense, allowing 25.5 points per game. Broncos have a pretty balanced offense. Actually, they're 12 in passing and actually 12 in rushing. However, they're going against the number 3 Houston yards per rush defense, allowing only one.
One. Wait, hey, oh.
Something.
That's well said.
They suck.
I can't read my writing, but they're number 3 in
Something.
They're
yards
number
per
3.
rush
They're
allowed.
number 3 in something.
There you go.
No,
something.
yards per rush allowed.
Number
They're that.
Houston is also number 3 in average yards per pass at 7.7 yards.
Love that.
Broncos are number 25 in allowing yards per pass,
probably just
allowing
one game.
7 yards per pass. Broncos are 4-7 against the spread. Houston is 5-6 against the spread, although not great.
One's
It leans
better.
a little bit better.
Those are both terrible.
One is better than the other, though. It's a fact.
Texans -3.5. CJ Stroud. I also hate Russell Wilson, but CJ Stroud is actually the great play here.
nice guy.
Texans defense is going to lock him up. And yeah, let's go.
love that.
CJ Stroud for MVP, baby.
No, actually, I love that.
No,
Shout out CJ Stroud. There you have it. Mario, tell us your mortal.
All right, degenerates. This week, it's mortal lock time. And listen, the past few weeks have been rough. 2 weeks ago, I hedged against myself with my preseason Maryland bet against Michigan. I wasn't even really trying to really win that week. I don't know. It was a bad decision. And then last week, live changed my mortal on the pod. It was Missouri -7.5 before we started shooting, and I live changed it to the other game. I was kind of feeling the Oregon State over. So now I'm on relegation watch, 2 losses in a row. That's going to end this week. Listen, enough doubting myself, enough getting in my own head. I just got to go back to, what got me to 10-2. And that's just looking at lines and just thinking, okay, this team's going to cover that. And just keeping it simple. So this week, without further ado, my mortal lock is going to be Monday Night Football, Jaguars -8 against the Bengals. The Bengals are tough to watch without Joe Burrow. They really struggle to put up points. That being said, the defense, I mean, yeah, they're still good. I think they're still going to fight in that first half. I just think the Jaguars are a much better team when the Bengals don't have Joe Burrow. It's just that simple. So give me the Jags -8.
What a great pick, Mario.
Jags,
and
love
that
that.
rounds
Hey,
out the
Jags
parlay.
-8.
So let's recap. Mario, Jacksonville Jaguars -8.
Sharp.
Mike, Houston Texans -3.5.
Love it.
Yep.
Washington, the Commanders,
Yeah.
+9.5.
Sharp.
The Rams -3.5.
Love it.
And SMU +4.
Love that.
If those 5 bets hit, we are paying one person who likes, comments, and is subscribed to the channel $1,100.
What are you
Bang.
doing?
that's-
Oh my
that's-
god.
Last week we went 4-1 in Mortals. If we just go 5-0, this is a free roll. All you have to do, like and comment the videos and just be a subscriber.
subscribe.
We are paying you $1,100.
Really quick.
Oh.
Yeah.
If that hits, that is quite literally more than the average American takes home per week.
That's fact. And you're doing it for free.
Yeah,
you don't have to work.
If we give you,
don't have to go to
$1,100,
an 8 to 5.
you're making more than the average American per week just in that. So, you know.
All you do is click 3 buttons and watch a
You
little
gotta love
video.
Mike's stats. You gotta love Mike's
stats
stats.
guy.
It's just true.
Census Bureau over here.
True.
I mean, this guy knows all the statistics.
Facts.
But yeah, that's the
I'm
show.
a working man. I'm
there
a
you have
professional.
it. That's your parlay. Huge championship week. I mean, this is gonna be
yeah.
so much fun. We will know the college football playoffs by the time we film next week.
Wow.
It is going to be
Holy-
electric. I cannot wait. And Tate, before we leave, can you just tell the people what they need to do?
If you're sitting on your couch at home, there is no reason that you should not be
no reason.
subscribed. You should be liking the videos, commenting. Because you guys, we've got to hit one of these weeks, right?
gonna-
I mean,
we've
we
gotta
just
hit.
have
We're
to.
gonna-
No,
we've
it's,
gotta
it's
hit.
the do strategy,
We're
right?
due.
Are you gambler like us? I mean, it's the do strategy. You gotta gamble with us, all right?
99%
like, comment,
bettors quit
subscribe,
before they
turn that
win big.
notification bell on, share with a friend. Just please do it. You might as well. It's free. It's free.
And hook 'em horns.
We're giving you a free roll. Enjoy all the bets this week, and we'll see you tomorrow for our NFL episode.
Go Buckeyes.
Bang.